Bitcoin slides yet again, and people are wondering if this bull run has what it takes to continue, especially as even the stock to flow model creator, Plan B, is saying that the stock to flow model is potentially going to look at invalidation in the next 6 months or so if it doesn't get back on track, and that we are currently as far away from the model as we have ever been. Now, of course, this model takes us up to over $100,000 per Bitcoin on this particular cycle. Now, typically, if you're looking back at these models and how they worked in the past, you can see that you typically go way overpriced over that sort of average line, that white line, which is the stock to flow value. That is the fair market value for the coins. And you see that we peaked way above that in 2017. We got up to 20 grand. And you can see here in 2011 or 2013, rather, we went way above the $100 fair market value, peaking up at $1,100. So 11x that. So it's not uncommon during these bull runs to go way over the actual fair market value. Now, what's very interesting to see here is, are we even going to rebound here? Obviously, there were some examples here in 2011 and 2017 that we did get pretty under that fair market value, pretty far under it. So we need to have a significant recovery. Now, you could look at this as a 10-year model that has not ever failed to provide a good buying opportunity when you're at the range lows. It seems like we're about as low as we've ever been in relation to this fair market value. So you could look at this as the best opportunity of a lifetime, or potentially an invalidation of a very important and critical model. Either way, what we're seeing here is that as the market is depressed, we're seeing quite the opposite story going on in NFT land. That's right, despite the fact that the market is experiencing a pretty much market-wide slump on all assets from DeFi to NFTs, layer ones, Bitcoin, nothing is pumping. In fact, everything is looking at massive, massive discounts from the highs. The best coins are doing about 50% or around their discount from their highs, and other coins, even good projects, are down upwards of 80 and 90%. And that's because of the mania that happened earlier this year. Especially in NFT land, there were a lot of projects that went absolutely parabolic, going up hundreds of X's, and then the bottom fell out of the market. And so they're down even more dramatically, considering how sort of euphoric the NFT bull run was back in February and March. But what we're seeing is that the NFT trading volumes, the actual on-chain activity, has been skyrocketing and has now reached an all-time high in June, despite the market falling apart. And this is why I was urging everyone not to turn away from NFTs for the last few months and not to turn away from NFT projects, because lo and behold, as NFTs become more popular, the ecosystems that support them, that support their trading, that support their functionality will also gain popularity, and those tokens will most likely accrue in value. That's just common sense to say if the underlying assets and the actual activity behind these communities is skyrocketing, that the actual ecosystems would skyrocket in value as well. Now, what we know is that NFT volumes have reached $2.5 billion in the first half of 2021. Big shout out to Adidas for the free marketing there. And here you can see the euphoric top here of $150 million volume for OpenSea during March. And then we saw this big correction down in April, a build back up, and now an all-time high once again in June for on-chain trading activity for OpenSea. Now, OpenSea is obviously the biggest NFT marketplace in the world and the first. And what we see here is that this is a huge, huge rebound, that the market has not had this rebound and asset prices have not had this rebound, but we have here that the actual on-chain activity is having the rebound. And to me, that is the most important thing, the actual usage of these assets, the trading volumes, the excitement around them. And so what we're seeing here is the basis for not only a comeback, but a comeback of titanic proportions. And so today I'm going to be showing you and letting you in to a specific project, as well as a group of projects that have been absolutely on fire in the NFT space. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about how I've been trading NFTs and what I look for in projects, especially this new wave of what we call avatar projects. But first, we're going to start by talking a little bit about Axie Infinity. Now, Axie Infinity started in 2018, and they released what they called Origin Axies. And right now, there are about 3,000 Origin Axies, and there's about over 1 million or so total Axies, because you can breed these Axies and create more Axies. And so obviously, these original Axies are worth a lot now, because they're just a small, tiny percentage of the actual population of Axies. Now, they have now 300,000 daily active users, and they're doing insane, insane daily volumes on their marketplace, to the tune where they're actually outstripping the market activity on MakerDAO, MetaMask, SushiSwap, Curve, Synthetics. All your favorite DeFi applications are being made to look tiny by Axie Infinity and their marketplace volume. There's a lot that goes into this, and a lot has to do with their play to earn model, which we'll talk about here. But as you can see, the Axie Infinity Twitter here saying $10.5 million in trading volume. This was on July 1st. It's actually gone up. That would equate to $3.8 billion yearly run rate, with $161 million in marketplace fees that year. The AXS treasury is going to be incredibly juicy. So they have a DAO treasury that's governed by this AXS token that they can then vote on what to do with the money earned by the marketplace. So it's very interesting stuff going on here. They have a sidechain to Ethereum called Ronin. So there's low gas transactions. But as you can see, their sales in the last few days, even compared to NBA Top Shot, the golden goose of the NFT space, or CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, nope, none of it compares to the $10 million in 24-hour volume that Axie Infinity is clocking right now. Absolutely mind-boggling. And what you're seeing here, and just so you guys understand, Axie is a game where you actually need Axies to play, but as you play, you can actually earn. And really what you're seeing here is earnings of about $25 a day per Axie that you have. So people are putting them to work, and in third world countries, or in countries that are very low income, specifically the Philippines, this has become wildly popular. And the players are actually earning a living by playing Axie Infinity. This is true. And so what you're seeing is the evolution here of play to earn, and how this economic opportunity is actually a huge change, and a very welcome change, a huge increase to the quality of life for the developing world. And again, like I said, the opportunities that are overlooked by the first world will become extremely powerful and potent for the developing world. What we're seeing here is that Axie Infinity is no exception to this rule. But even though Axie has been this wild standout using the game that they have mixed with their play to earn model, they have a governance token as well as a token that you need for breeding, as well as the original Axies. They've got a lot going on in this ecosystem, and they've really been building for 4 whole years here to make this tipping point that they've achieved. So big shout out to them, big congrats. And obviously if you're looking to collect Axies, getting original Axies or any kind of scarce Axies has been a huge investable opportunity for people, as well as you could buy the AXS token or the SLP token, their Smooth Love Potion token. I won't go too much into those, but those are the ways that you could invest into the Axie ecosystem, which is booming. So there's some logic that they have some room to grow here. Again, I've been talking about gaming and the combination with NFTs for years now, and this is one of the first games that I'm seeing actually get traction. So that's really awesome. It is a game where you can pay to actually be better at the game, so that does in some ways limit the interaction, but in other ways people like it because they want to get those assets that they know have more value in the ecosystem. So from an investor speculator standpoint, it's better, but from a game player standpoint, it's a little bit less accessible to be in a game where you have to pay to get good characters. Now, switching over to Bored Ape Yacht Club, this is quite the opposite. This is not a game, this is just a collectible, but these are what we call avatar projects or profile picture projects. Now, avatar projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club started actually back with CryptoPunks. This was the original. However, it got a fresh coat of paint here with Bored Ape Yacht Club when they released these apes. And as you can see here, we'll go ahead and look at them. You can see that there's essentially one sort of base character here and a lot of variations on them. And if you haven't seen these types of projects before, what you'll see is that if you click into one, you'll see that they have a bunch of properties. And what you'll see is that these properties represent the different pieces or layers of the image. And so you have the background being army green, 12% have that. You have the silver hoop, right? That's this earring right here. Only 9% have that. And then you have the faux hawk, right? Now this is the rarest trait on this one, and only 1% of the apes actually have this hairstyle. So if I click on the faux hawk, I can actually see all the apes with the faux hawks. And what I'm trying to show you here is that collectors really love this because you have this random assortment of rarities, of chances, and what you see here is if I'm gonna click on this one's on the market for 50 Ethereum, and it's because it's got the faux hawk, it's got the bone tee, it's got the DMT skin, this little trippy skin, that's a 2% trait, a 2% trait, a 1% trait, and it's got the blindfold, which is a 3% trait. So it's got all these rare traits, giving it even more collectability and even more rarity. There's actually a website called Rarity Tools where you can see the rankings of how rare your collectible is based on sort of combining the percentages and the likelihoods to the whole collection. But what's really interesting here is that the average traded, or the trading volume here, is 25,000 Ethereum in the last 90 days. If we go to all time, you'll see that, yeah, okay, so this is encapsulating their total trading volume, which 25,000 Ethereum, that's like $50+ million in trading volume. So this is one of the most successful collectibles in history of crypto. And it really, as you can see, the average price here, as you go over time, you're saying, how are people making money on this? Well, the people who got in early and started buying up early before the prices went up, well, they started getting these average prices of under 1 Ethereum per Bored Ape. Now you look and the average price is here over 7 Ethereum on one day. And you see even today it's over 3 Ethereum. So you see that the average prices just in the span of a few weeks have gone up 3x, 4x, 7x. Now the reason these projects work is that they are first collectibles, but then what forms behind them are communities, people who connect with the artwork. They actually meet people and engage in the discords, and they make these images their profile pictures. I know one of my favorite people in the crypto space, 888 Crypto, who's a supporter of Superfarm as well as has his own project. He has a Bored Ape as his profile picture. Roham, the creator of Flow Blockchain and NBA Top Shot, has a Bored Ape as his profile picture. And you have this sort of camaraderie, almost like a fraternity of sorts, of people who take on these profile pictures and then help each other out. They help other people within the community. I've seen people getting job interviews, getting helped out, finding places to live, anything you can imagine, just with a group of folks that have each other's back online. Very interesting to see the passionate communities that form behind these avatar projects. And so what's happened is there's been a wake of other projects that have copied them and also had a ton of success. We're going to talk about one of those called Bulls on the Blockchain right here. And as you can see, it's a very similar art style to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. You can see this image of Bored Ape Yacht Club. And you can also see the Bulls on the Blockchain image. They're very much so in the same vein of creativity. And if you scroll down, you see Welcome to the Bulls on the Blockchain. The BOTB team originally met in a Bored Ape Yacht Club community and were amazed by the power of the community like theirs. And so they loved this power of the community, of these avatars to bring people together. So this is one of the things I want to highlight, is that as these projects form and get steam, people become diehards, they make them their profile pics, and then the assets have this initial phase where you can get them at the mint price. And what you hope is that the community forms and it goes up from there. So playing off this, we actually had Gutter Cat Gang, which was yet another sort of knockoff, if you will, of Bored Ape Yacht Club. What you see is that they had their mint, they had their initial sale, and then they had their reveal here. And so what's really interesting to see is that most of these projects are actually succeeding right now. So there's more and more coming out all the time. And the way to do this is just to get there on day one for the mint price, which I believe for Gutter Cat Gang was 0.08. And what you're seeing here is that they're going on average. It started at 0.22 at early in June, and then they spiked up here to average price of just under 2 Ethereum. So if you're buying something for 0.08 and selling it for 1.8, I mean, that is a massive, massive gain. So you're seeing parabolic growth here, albeit it's not as easy to get in and out of these assets. Nonetheless, you're seeing very rampant and very healthy collection and trading communities here. Again, Gutter Cat Gang over the last 90 days has done about, what is this, $7 million in trading volume. So that's a ton of trading. And you see here that it's not just Bored Apes, it's not just CryptoPunks, it's a ton of these. You know, another ones that I'll shout out here are, you know, the Deadheads. This is one where it's a 3D project and they actually give you the 3D file here so that you can take this character that's yours and it's like your character. You can take it wherever you want, wherever it would support a 3D file. Interesting approach. Like I said, there's just so much going on here in NFT land, and it really pays to focus on it. It's also one of those things where you're not really hearing about it in mainstream crypto land because people just don't know where to start with NFTs. They think they're just JPEGs. They don't understand how special these communities are, how passionate they are, and how amazing this foundation is for people to build on top of. One of the people I follow that I suggest you check out is Beanie Maxi. He says, one thing I didn't expect on 4th of July was that I'd sell 9 Me Bits for over $250,000, had these for sale for 2 months and no budget. fights. What just happened? I woke up and my CryptoKitties founder cat is sniped. I'm declaring a full-on bull market. Expletive deleted there, of course, because we're not swearing here on YouTube. But the reality is that there's a whole world of NFT Twitter, of NFT communities. You need to get in, and I'm going to be doing my best to show you the way in so that you can be there for the next Genesis sale, for the next Bored Ape, for the next Gutter Cats, for the next thing that's going to go 10x, 20x while this trend is hot. And again, stay tuned for my wrap up because I'm going to be giving you my 2 cents on why I think all these things are working and where I think the real breakthrough is happening right now. So it doesn't happen overnight all the time, but I've been like a broken record that NFTs are the mainstream dish for onboarding normies into crypto land. It's being proven right in front of your eyes. And as more and more games fuse with NFTs, this is going to be the foundation for an everlasting bull run where we get hundreds of millions and billions of people into the crypto economy in a way that is fun, is exciting, gives them personality, something to relate to, and oh yes, some of those sweet, sweet crypto gains. So first I want to talk about how amazing Axie is. Well, they really proved out this play to earn model, and I think it's going to be implemented in a lot of games of all different types, and I do believe that there's something really there. So big congrats to the Axie team for everything they've accomplished. There's also something really special going on with these avatar projects, these 10,000 generative projects like CryptoPunks, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Gutter Cat, Deadheads, Bulls on the Blockchain, Alien Boy NFT. There are so many of them, and almost all of them are in profits right now if you got in at the mint day. That means that if you bought it right when they launched, you would be up dramatically, many X's, even if you just sold at the floor price, the average price. Not to say if you got some super rare one with some really unique genetics, then you might be looking at some astronomical gains. Obviously, it's not the same as an altcoin where you can buy as much as you like and sell as much as you like. You're limited by the format. You need to buy one NFT, or you need to buy a certain amount of NFTs, and you need to have a buyer for your NFTs. So by all means, they're less liquid and they're very different than traditional altcoin trading. But what we're seeing is that these communities that have good vibes, that have a path, that start building and growing, well, there's a narrative for them to reach that level that CryptoPunks reached, where each, even of the cheapest items, are going for tens of thousands of dollars, and the most expensive ones going for millions of dollars. So I do believe that what we're seeing with avatar projects is a new art form, a new medium that's being created, and in that new medium, we're seeing types of expression that are really striking a chord and building communities around it. I believe that avatar projects are going to be a massive part of online life, not just for right now, but ongoing into the future. And I do believe that this is the sort of foundation for an entirely new medium here. So watch the space. And I do think that if you like to trade altcoins, that getting in and starting to understand what's going on in NFT land, even if you're just here to flip and speculate, getting into the next hot avatar project is a good opportunity. Now, this could be a frothy top of the avatar sort of 10,000 item market. Maybe this is just the beginning of a massive, bigger wave. Either way, what we saw is that the really good projects with a through line like CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club, etc., have gone through peaks and valleys and come back. So it's not just a one and done type of wave. We've seen Axie Infinities go through so many ebbs and flows over the last few years, and now look at them, just explosive. So these NFTs in interesting ecosystems, NFTs in general, but also ones that are part of exciting ecosystems, have a very bright future, and I do believe that this could be a bit of a decoupling that we're seeing between NFT land and crypto land that would lead to what I've believed the whole time, which is that this is the innovation most likely to bring a decoupled market, to bring in normie users, and allow people to enjoy and benefit from crypto and blockchain without knowing or caring whether number go up. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing and a huge step forward. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. If you got some value out of learning about all these different types of NFTs and innovations, please give me a thumbs up. As always, if you guys want more content like this, make sure you subscribe and put that bell notification on. We're going to be going deep and keeping you on the front, the bleeding edge of NFT land. So if you guys like that, make sure you show some love in the comment section and let me know what you're most excited for. Again, this is its own world and it deserves its own type of content. And so we're going to be bringing it to you in a way that only we can here as NFT heads and lovers. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure you have that bell notification on so you're made aware when we come out with time-sensitive NFT content about the next hot drops. That could be amazing opportunities to make some Ethereum or just in general collect assets that could be part of huge, important NFT ecosystems. With that said, my name's Elio Trades. You can follow me on Twitter at Elio Trades. Link is in the description, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.